Hello and welcome back to another podcast and video from Fantasy Football Scout about Euro 2024. My name is Ed. You can find me on X at _fantasyed. And as you can see, I haven't had the best start. I don't know which way I'm pointing to my rank in this game, but I think quite a lot of people have had a tricky one. Lots of the big picks did not get points, and lots of the captaincy options didn't do that either. So we're going to be looking at how I did in match day 1 and looking at how I'm doing at the moment in match day 2, but also the key thing, looking ahead to match day 3, where I'm going to be playing my Limitless. So this is going to be a Limitless draft for that match day 3 video. Sorry I haven't been around for a couple of days. I got that E. coli infection that's going around from supermarket sandwiches. You may have read about it in the news. I got that. So I'm not going to explain how my last 3-4 days has been. I didn't click the explicit button on this video, so I can't really do that. But look, if you like this content, please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment below with any questions you've got. Let's get going on looking at my match day 1, looking at how I'm doing so far in match day 2, and talking about that Limitless in match day 3. Let's go. So this was the final first draft that I ended up on before the deadline. I made a couple of changes last second, but you're going to be probably having a lot of people are having a similar story, particularly in match day 1, that if you didn't manage to nail a captaincy, then you had a pretty poor week. Now, the most frustrating thing for me is I captained Wirtz on day 1, who got 10 points, doubled to 20, but I thought, like a lot of people, I'm gonna twist. I'm gonna go for it because I've still got Kane, I've still got Lukaku or Mbappe, I've still got Bruno Fernandes on the last day. I've still got all these great captaincy options. Surely one of them will get a goal and an assist or a brace or a hat-trick even. But, of course, no. Florian Wirtz would have been the player to stick with, and I ended up with Cancelo captain on the last day, who got 4 doubled to 8. So not an absolute blank. He got a couple of ball recovery points, but not ideal either. For those listening on audio podcast, I will just read the team that I ended up with. So on the pitch, the players that got me the points: Diego Costa in goal, Cancelo, Mittelstadt, Fez, and Tar, Bruno Fernandes, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, and then Kane, Lukaku, and Mbappe up front. So that is, let's just go over that again to see how bad it was, really. 2 points from Costa in goal, who was better than my sub-keeper Moldovan, who didn't even play, formerly playing keeper, who's meant to be, didn't even play. Cancelo, 8 points, because he was my captain, so he got 4 doubled to 8. Mittelstadt, 3, whatever. Fez got a couple of ball recovery points, which was good, so he got 5, even though they conceded. Jonathan Tah got 3, so just clean sheets going all over the place. So many goals in this Euros, it's been brilliant, hasn't it? But not good for our fantasy defences. In midfield, Bruno Fernandes, 3 points. Florian Wirtz, 10. Obviously, he scored within, the first 10 minutes when he was my captain on the first game of the tournament. I was thinking, this is going to be brilliant. It didn't kind of continue that in that vein. Dominic Szoboszlai, 5 points. He got an assist. Good player. As I said, he was in all my drafts. He was never going to be leaving. Harry Kane up front with 2 points. Lukaku with 2 points. And Mbappe with 4 points. So, look, not great at all. On the bench, Jorginho, 2 points. I brought him off. Don't know why my lights just turned off. There you go, it's come back on. And yeah, it's ended up, so I think after match day 1, I was about a millionth in the world, maybe more, maybe 1.2 million, 1.3 million or something. Really, really bad start. Should have kept the captaincy on Wirtz, but do you know what? In these games, you've got to be aggressive. I went for it, and it was just really bad luck that none of them sort of returned. So extremely, extremely frustrating, and a lot of people, particularly on X, if you're on there and you're following people playing the game and things like that, everyone just every day changing their captain because just none of these big hitters were actually doing anything. The people who stuck with Wirtz did really well. Very wise move in the end. I should have done that, but I didn't. So currently you can see the rank below my head on screen is 436,232 because I've just gone on the site just now, which we're halfway through match day 2, and that started a lot better. In fact, let's look at my, if I can make it work, my match day 2 team. So I'm recording this on Friday before any games have played. So there's been 2 games of play in this match day. And I've already got more points. So I've got 51 points. I've got 47 points in match day 1. I'm already on 51 points for this match day. So let's just have a look at it. So again, I'll read it out for those listening. I've got Pickford in goal. I've already played Livakovic, so I had him in first for Croatia. He conceded, only got 2 points. Put Pickford in for England, he got 4 points. So, all right, fine. Still not a clean sheet, still not a massive haul, but 4 points, whatever. I went for Juranovic. that Croatian right back who came in, he was a bit cheaper than Gvardiol, and he was a very big differential, so I brought him in. I knew he was going to play. And remember, I played my wild card in this match day, so I could make any changes I wanted, right? And I know I'm playing my Limitless in match day 3, so I didn't need to think, I'm going to have to keep Juranovic or any of these players. So I got Juranovic, who got me 3 points. I went for John Stones just to be different. I had 0.5 extra. Lots of people went Guehi. I thought, oh, well, if I have Stones and he scores or something, fantastic. Didn't do anything, 3 points. Akanji, someone I talked about loads pre-tournament about being a ball recovery machine. He proved it again. He got 7 points, a couple of ball recoveries, and he got player of the match. So he gets an extra 3 points. So that was a really good pick, Akanji, 7 points. Jonathan Tah, finally, I did get 1 clean sheet from Jonathan Tah at Germany for 8 points. Musiala, I captained on that first day. He got 9 points, doubled to 18. I've learnt my lesson. I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to change it. Musiala is just going to be my captain. There you go. Florian Wirtz got 1 point. He will obviously come out when it gets to tomorrow, where my subs need to be coming on. I'll talk about them in a second. Major, or however you say it, that Croatian midfielder got me 1 point. Didn't do anything. Harry Kane 6 points, and all those points added together is as I said, what was it, 51 points. And I've still got to play Trossard, Souček to come off the bench, Lukaku to come off the bench, and Cancelo to come off the bench. And I've got Olivier Giroud up front today. Now, this pick seemed really inspired at the time because Mbappe broke his nose. All the news coming out of the camp was he wasn't going to play. He was, no chance. He might come back for the quarterfinals or something with a specially built mask to protect his nose. So I thought, well, they'll start Giroud then. I bought Giroud, and now there's rumours that Mbappe might start still. So a bit annoyed about that. But, hey ho, it's a bit of a punt. He's basically 1% owned or something, I think. And also, he's 2% owned. He will probably come on at some point, And we know Giroud, he can come on and score, definitely. So I'm actually quite excited about that pick, even if he doesn't start. If I could go back, obviously, I'd change it to a Griezmann or something who would have started either way. But anyway, Giroud. I love Giroud, which is half the reason I picked him. So yeah, this team's doing, much better than my Matchday 1 team. I think a lot of people are finding that, though. They're finding that their Matchday 2 team is suddenly doing a lot better because some of the obvious picks, or more obvious picks, are doing well. I mean, for example, very simple one, but Harry Kane scored, right? Everyone had Harry Kane Matchday 1, didn't do anything. Matchday 2 comes around, Harry Kane, although England were rubbish and people are even questioning Harry Kane's performance, at least he scored, so there's 6 points. Bit gutted, England conceded that clean sheet, of course, because I had double England defence, John Stones and Pickford. And yeah, but look, I'm in a good place. Tomorrow, probably what will happen, I'll see how Giroud does today, and then tomorrow I'll have Trossard and Lukaku playing for Belgium against Romania. You'd expect at least a couple of goals for Belgium, but who knows with this tournament. And Romania obviously won 3-0 in their first game against Ukraine, so it'll be an interesting matchup. And then Thomas Souček, I think I've mentioned him in a previous podcast, 6 million quid. He does everything for that team. He scores goals, he gets ball recovery points, he's got the potential to go really big, and they've got Georgia, right? So I thought bring him in, and why not? It's a bit of a punt. Again, very lowly owned. He's 1% owned there, you can see on screen. And then Cancelo is obviously Cancelo. I had to have at least one Portuguese player, but I do think Turkey are good. I could have brought in Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo here. I didn't. I think Turkey are a good team, and I think we'll find that it's not going to be a Portugal, absolutely battering them. I don't think that will happen. And, I'm playing Limitless in Matchday 3, so triple Portugal will definitely come in then when they've got Georgia. So that's my Matchday 2 team. I wonder how yours is doing. Post a comment in the chat below. Let me know how your Matchday 2 team is doing. And in fact, let me know your overall rank so far. Loads of you will be beating me, by the way. You'll be thinking, he's only 436k when he's done all these videos. Yeah, honestly, I couldn't believe it. All this research, all this time looking into all these players. Pick the perfect team, in my view. This is exactly right. I've looked into every player for hours, and then just none of them do anything. Extremely frustrating, but hey-ho. Look, if you haven't already, then please do join our Fantasy Football Scout League. You can see the code below my head. If you're listening on audio podcast, you can listen. Go to the description, and it will be there. We've got loads of amazing data on the Fantasy Football Scout website at the moment. There's an amazing offer we're doing, which is 39 quid for a whole year of premium data, right? including for the Euros, the rest of the Euros. It's got all the qualifying data, all the friendly data, and all the data that's coming out of the Euros through. It's feeding into our members area, and you can do all sorts of charts and tables. But also that deal, 39 quid for the year, will cover you for the FPL season next year. So get that locked in now, and you don't have to worry for a year. You've got everything you need on the Fantasy Football Scout website. Now, let me take a quick break, and I'll come back and we'll talk about my Limitless draft for Match Day 3. Quite a few people playing Limitless in Match Day 3. Seems like the obvious place to play it. You don't want to leave it to the knockouts. That's all I'll say. If you're thinking I've still got it, I might use it in the knockouts. Let me just tell you what the... In fact, we'll take a break. And when we come back, I'll tell you then what the problem is leaving your Limitless to the knockouts. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, so why shouldn't you use your Limitless in the knockouts? Well, or save your Limitless for the knockouts. Well, there's only 3 options actually in the knockouts to play that Limitless chip. It's either in the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, or the finals, because you can't play in the round of 16, because that's when a free wildcard is forced upon us between the group stages and the knockouts, right? So we all get a free wildcard. We pick a completely new team for the round of 16, so you can't play a chip there. So it's quarterfinals, semi-finals, or final. You're not going to use it in the final because there's only 2 teams, and everyone's going to have the same team anyway, regardless of whether they've got a Limitless chip. Probably it's not going to be. You're not going to be able to use the chip, really. You're going to use it and it's not going to get any benefit. So don't use it in the final. You're not going to do that. You're probably not going to use it in the semi-final because there's only 4 teams. Again, you're not going to get the benefit of the Limitless chip by using it in the semi-final. The only place you could use it, really, is the quarterfinal. So consider the quarterfinal. If you played it in the quarterfinal, there's 8 teams, and you probably could make a different team and an unlimited budget and all that from typical players who don't have a chip. You can make quite a big difference to your team to kind of stand out and try and get differentials and try and get a really good rank rise, right? But if you've built a brand new team in the round of 16 before those games happen, then a bunch of teams get knocked out, and you play your Limitless in the quarterfinal. So that's not a problem that teams have been knocked out. You play your Limitless, you do well, fine. You get to the semi-finals, and your team reverts back to the wildcard team you picked in the round of 16. And by that point, getting from 16 teams has gone down to 4 teams. What are the chances that you've got a squad that's going to be able to do anything? You know, and you're only going to have, 5 free transfers or something? But if you've had 9 players knocked out, you're going to be stuffed. You're absolutely stuffed. So this is why you don't play the Limitless in the quarterfinals, and unless you've got a wild card to mop up after as well, unless you've saved both. At one point, again, if you watch my chip strategy video, I had an idea of doing Limitless quarterfinal and then wildcard semi-final. But that's the only way I could have considered doing a Limitless in the knockouts, is if you had the wildcard to mop it up. So that's why we don't do it. But anyway, I'm using my Limitless in Match Day 3. I think you should too, to be honest. But let's have a look. There are some concerns about Match Day 3 and using a Limitless, of course. Rotation, injuries, things we don't know yet that might happen, and team, rotation and teams not needing to get results because they're already through and therefore playing their B team players, all this sort of stuff. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to look at the fixtures first of all, and just on its face value, who are the teams we could really back. So you can see here on screen. I'll read it out for you on the audio podcast. So on Sunday, the first game. Now, first thing to notice is the games all kick off at 8 o'clock. Each day, there's 2 games at 8 o'clock. So on the first day, so that'll be where the deadline is, 8 o'clock, right, in the evening. So you got Switzerland, Germany, and Scotland, Hungary. We'll see all 4 of those teams. We'll see the starting lineups at 7 o'clock. So we'll be able to make changes if rotation isn't a problem for these Sunday games, right? But you've got Germany versus Switzerland. That's, Germany are in great form. We could definitely, with our Limitless, pick maybe a couple of Germany players, 100%. You then got Scotland, Hungary. You're probably not going to use your Limitless to do something there. You've then got Albania, Spain on the Monday. Now, Spain are looking absolutely brilliant, aren't they? And although Albania are looking pretty good, obviously they held whoever to a draw the other day, Croatia. That could be a good game, but Spain have looked the best team in that group by a country mile, so you'd expect Spain to win. The issue, however, is of course rotation, because Spain have already qualified. They are on 6 points. They don't necessarily need to win this match. Are they going to rotate their whole team? So we need to be looking out for interviews with them from the manager, little things coming out of the camp. Are Spain going to be, resting players? Are they going to be rotating? Is there anything that comes out in the press conference that says this person's going to start, this person's going to start? We need to be looking out, because Spain could be a team to go triple up on with our Limitless chip in that game against Albania. You then got Croatia, Italy. Tough one to call, but you might get... Croatia haven't been great, have they? Italy haven't been incredible, but Croatia haven't been great at all. Do we get an Italian player for this, maybe? Don't know. Do we get a Di Lorenzo? Do we get a DiMarco? They weren't great in the last game, I know. But anyway, that's one to keep an eye on, I guess. Netherlands, Austria. Let's see how Netherlands today, it's today for me, do against France. That'll be a big indicator into how well they're going to be doing in this tournament and how serious we can take them. But that could be a game where we get a couple of Netherlands players. You know, Dumfries is an expensive defender who flies forward. You know, should we get Dumfries? Should we get Frimpong? Apparently he's going to be starting against France today. Is he going to win that place for himself? Depay? I don't know, players like that. France, Poland. It's going to be interesting again to see whether, Mbappe is going to be back and fit during the group stages. It sounds like, which is annoying for me, as I said earlier, he might be starting today against Netherlands. That seems to be a rumour going around, which is annoying because I brought Olivier Giroud in, as I said earlier. But anyway, France versus Poland. Could we go triple France on that one? But there seems to be games, doesn't there, where the Limitless is going to do well. Denmark, Serbia, you might avoid, because which way is that going to go? I don't know. England, Slovenia. You'd think this is a game where we can go triple England, but I say you think because England have been lackluster at best, haven't they, this tournament so far? But if you think about it, England do probably need to win or need to get a result. We've only got 4 points. We're going to want to finish top of our group. But will there be rotation? I mean, even if we do need to win, there might be changes because, everyone's calling for Trent to be taken out of midfield. That doesn't seem to be working. Everyone's calling for Foden not to be playing on the left because that doesn't seem to be working. Put Anthony Gordon out there. Might we see, Cole Palmer? Might we see Anthony Gordon? Might we see Conor Gallagher, Mainu, Wharton, Eze? There's all these players. And again, let's look out for the news coming from Gareth Southgate and from the England camp and see what happens. You do sometimes get news this early. I know this is a couple of days into the match day, isn't it? But you do sometimes get early team news. Like, for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was a few days before the tournament started that first story came out saying Southgate's going to play Trent in midfield. And, it happened. So these pieces of news do come out sometimes. So let's look out for them. On to the Wednesday, you've got Belgium versus Ukraine. Now, remember, Ukraine got battered 3-0 off Romania in their first game, so maybe they're a team to target, and I just want to see Belgium get going, so let's see what Belgium do in match day 2. I still haven't got to that point yet. I'm recording this on Friday at 2:40 at the moment. So, yeah, interesting there. I don't think that's, I think that could be a good one, but I just want to see a little bit more from Belgium. And then the other big one this day, I mean, you got Slovakia, Romania. I don't really know what you do there. You got Czech Republic versus Turkey. I don't know what you do there. But Portugal, Georgia, you'd go triple Portugal, surely. Are they going to be looking to win that game? You'd assume so, I think. But, I mean, hang on. I haven't seen them play their second game yet, have I? So yeah, it depends, I guess. Are they going to be rotating? But the things just still stand, don't they? We want to see what they're doing, what they're thinking. Are they going to be rotating? Do they need to win the game and things like that? It is the sort of game though you can imagine Cristiano Ronaldo completely stat padding and scoring 4 goals or something. So triple Portugal, whoever they play is going to be a big one against Georgia, because that must be in terms of odds and stuff for the tournament, that must be the biggest mismatch, I guess. Like, Georgia were the least likely to win it, I think, in terms of odds. I think they were 500 to 1 or something, and Portugal were like the third favourites or fourth favourites. So, could be a battering. But as we've said, in this tournament, who knows what's going to happen? There's been hardly any clean sheets. A lot of the big hitters haven't done anything yet. But it has been a great tournament. Loads of goals from miles out, loads of goals regardless. So it's been really, really good. So they're the fixtures. As you can see, there are a few games where we can go, look, we can really triple up on a team here, maybe get 2 of these, and there's no budget restrictions. Now, I quite quickly, because at the moment, obviously, still waiting for news, still waiting to see what happens in the rest of the match day too. But I quite quickly put together a team. Let me just bring it up here. If I can make this work, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. No. Bring that up, put that back, and then go like that. Right, so let's bring in my current, very quickly organised, it's more of a kind of template than what I'll use, but very quickly organised Limitless. Now, this is about 108 million, this is, so I did need the Limitless to do it. It's always a shame when you pick a Limitless team and realise that it's actually less than 100 million anyway, and you think, well, what's the point in this Limitless chip? But anyway, here we go. So, I'll read it out for people listening at home. On the bench, I've got Pickford, De Bruyne, Ronaldo, and Cancelo. So immediately, that's not too bad, is it? On the pitch, Manuel Neuer in goal. 6 million keeper for Germany. If you've never heard of him, he's quite good. Rudiger, Theo Hernandez, Dumfries, and Carvajal. Bruno Fernandes in midfield. Ruiz from Spain. Bellingham and Musiala. And then Kane and Morata up front. So let me just talk you through it. So look, in goal, I thought I'd go double Germany defence against Switzerland. I think I could see that happening. Manuel Neuer is obviously a slightly differential pick. Not many people have picked him, and not many people I think will pick him. In fact, actually, no, he's quite high owned. He's 17%, but not amongst proper, players of the game, I'd like to suggest, even though all these casuals are beating me, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But, Manuel Neuer, he's quite expensive as a keeper is the point. He's 6 million, but I'm on Limitless, so it doesn't matter, right? Rudiger as well, 5.5. That'll probably change to one of the wing backs. Even Mittelstadt might come in, even though he's only 4 million, because, he got an assist the other day. He is getting forward quite a lot. He looks like a good pick, so maybe he'll come in there. But basically, I'm going to go triple Germany, and I've got Musiala, Rudiger, and Neuer. Musiala, my captain in matchday 2, and I'm sticking with that with 18 points, but he's been brilliant, hasn't he? So good. He's so quick with his feet. His dribbling is incredible. Creates chances. He assisted the assister for their second goal the other day. He's involved with everything. So I think Musiala is the attacking Germany player I want. I did want to go 2 defenders rather than 2 attackers for Germany, because I just think I can see them keeping a clean sheet against Switzerland. They've won their first 2. Take their foot off the gas and sort of just make sure they win 1-0, 2-0 or something like that, and just cruise through on sort of 80% mode. Again, all of this is with the caveat that we need to hear and see what they're going to be doing and if they're going to be rotating and things like that. So anyway, triple Germany. Triple Spain. So I've got Alvaro Morata up front. They're playing Albania, first of all, so it's a good game. Again, rotation might happen, but at the moment I've got Morata, Ruiz, who's probably been the player of the tournament so far. I think he was sensational in that first game, wasn't he? He got a goal and an assist, I think, and player of the match and all sorts. Really ran that game, and Spain have been so impressive. Really, really shocked quite a lot of people in how good they've been, and have gone from being sort of, 7th, 8th favourites in people's minds to maybe 3rd, 4th favourites, maybe a bit higher. So, and then Dani Carvajal at the back, who I know he's not a goal scorer, but he has in the last few weeks scored in the Champions League final and then in the Euros. So maybe we'll get another. But also he does get forward on that right, and he's in that Spanish defence. So Dani Carvajal, I quite like him as well. I like Real Madrid, and he's there. I've got quite a few Real Madrid players actually in this, haven't I? Bellingham, Rudiger, Carvajal. Who else? No, that's it. Ronaldo, Real Madrid legend. So that's the triple Spain. Triple England is just, look, against Slovenia, I've got Kane, Bellingham, and Pickford. We're going to go for it, and we're going to want to win. And Kane I doubt is going to get dropped. Bellingham, I doubt is going to get dropped, and Pickford, I doubt is going to get dropped. So that's why I've gone triple England, and for those 3. Now, could they get taken off early, a Kane, a Bellingham, if we go 3-0 up? Yes, of course, but hopefully if we've gone 3-0 up, Kane's got 2 and Bellingham's got 1, and they've both assisted each other, So that's why I'm going for those 3. I don't want to be going for like a Foden or a Trent or even a I don't know who else. Even like a Trippier. I don't want to go for those players because they might get rotated. Trippier, everyone's talking about the fact we don't have a natural left back. Is Luke Shaw going to be ready? All those sorts of questions. Sounds like he's not going to be, by the way. How on earth we haven't come with another? Why didn't we bring Chilwell or something? I do not understand, but anyway. Foden has been pretty poor on the left, and people are saying, why aren't we playing Gordon out there? So he might get dropped to the bench. Some people have been saying, let's drop Harry Kane and bring Ollie Watkins after 2 games. And Harry Kane scored 1. It's absolutely insane how quickly people turn on these players and the manager and everything. But anyway, it's definitely been lackluster. I will agree with that. So that's my triple England. The triple Portugal is the obvious one. Bruno Fernandes, Cancelo, Ronaldo against Georgia could be absolutely devastating. Don't really need to talk about that too much, other than, again, let's look what each team needs to do at that point and see who they're going to play and things like that. Will Ronaldo get a rest and all this sort of thing? And then I've got a couple of dotted around players. So I've got Kevin De Bruyne for Belgium against Ukraine. I didn't want to get triple Belgium because I think Ukraine, although they did lose 3-0 in that first game against Romania, I think they could be decent. And Belgium haven't yet convinced me that they're super, going for it this tournament. So I want to see how they do in match day 2. If suddenly, they spring into life, score 4 goals, Lukaku hat-trick, then I'll be thinking, my Limitless, let's bring some more of them in. But at the moment, I just got De Bruyne because, he's 9.5. It's a Limitless. Why not spend the money and get in one of the world's best players? Why not? He can always do something, even if his team's playing badly. And then a couple of other random ones dotted about. Theo Hernandez, France, Poland. Don't know whether Mbappe will be back. Don't know whether France will need to win. But I just thought I want a French player in that game, in that match day. So I went for Theo Hernandez against Poland. That might change to a different French player. And Dumfries, as I said, Holland or Netherlands rather against Austria. Dumfries, really attacking player. But, if Frimpong nails down that position, if he does play there today against France, he does really well. He nails down that position. If it were coming into match day 3, maybe I'd make that Frimpong, particularly if he's playing right wing, which the rumours suggest that Frimpong might end up playing right wing in that system. So that's my current Limitless, right? And it is a Limitless in that it goes over that £100 million budget, as I said, so that I'm pleased with that. And largely, I don't think, as I said at the start, this is a template in that, the exact Portuguese players I get might change. The exact Germany players might change. The exact Spanish players might change. But this is generally the teams I'm going to be targeting and what I'm going to be going for. I think the most likely thing that will happen is that Belgium do really well in match day 2 and I suddenly go, okay, I need more Belgian players. So let's make a few changes here. And if, obviously, Mbappe is fit and he does play today, and we go into that last match day knowing that France need a result or they're going to play their strongest team, which would be odd. If they're qualified and Mbappe has a dodgy nose, you'd think Mbappe will get rested. So yeah, we'll see. So again, let me know if you're playing Limitless, let me know in the comments what you're doing with yours and how you're thinking. And if you've got any questions about mine, anything I've missed, it should be quite fun. Of course, after this, you don't need to worry you're going to be left with these players because, as I said 100 million times, we get a forced wildcard upon us after the group stage and before the knockouts. So you'll have a completely fresh team for the round of 16, and we don't even need to think about that yet because we don't know who's playing who and everything like that. So yeah, here's my Limitless team. Let me know what yours is. I'll be back now a bit more regularly for the videos as I'm feeling much better. So yeah, do make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Thank you.